Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a Crossley Creek first impressions public match. But before we get into that, thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment on the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Server pop right now is 230. Inbalance is 5 towards Union. Officers for today, CSA, you got Willie Pete, you got Sharks with notes, Chunky, Patriotic, Rebel, and then for the artillery you have Zolfi and Frudas, Potato, and then on the Union side you got Crab Brute, Cornwallis, Casablanca, Sir Sullivan the first, and then for artillery you got a random, and that looks to be that. Sorry about this again. Was recording the little intro sequence, trying to get videos out, so that's why that was a little off there. So, anyways, it looks like, let's see here, it's another Union attacking map. Point of contention is back there where CSA has both their artillery. Union's got one artillery group up here, which is why that pop-up was here a second ago. Speaking of artillery, CSA has 13 on it. Union has 9. So, overall, this imbalance is 2 infantry-wise for CSA. So, it's Union pushing up. CSA playing an ultra defense in this woods. It's like a little hill here that CSA is trying to hold. A little round top. And so CSA is already trying to charge and hold this ground, which is important, and they're going to win that initial charge. However, you have a good chunk of the Union that are now moving over and trying to hit the CSA in the side, and they should be able to overwhelm and win here.
Merry Giamis, guys! Merry Giamis! Merry Giamis! And a happy new skibbity!
Get that flag up, get that flag up, get that flag up! Get this flag up and reform!
Great
So,
charge, gentlemen.
Good win there from Union. Great start. I mean, only half the CSA team was there, so it was kind of inevitable there that they were going to get beaten back. I mean, a fourth of the CSA team looks like they're pushing back the point. You have a fourth that are holding up in that little defensive line there. You do have CSA main spawn. Looks like they're all the way back there. And then if we look on the Union side, it looks all the way back there. I think there's a creek over there, which is why this map is called Crossley Creek. Now, looking at boundaries of the maps, looks like this snake fence here. And then chugging it over to this side here. Looks like you can get in these houses at least. I don't remember the map that this conquest contention is. I think it's orchards or like outskirts. I think it's, I don't remember. But anyways, you see a point of contention is here right by that little outhouse chicken coop looking thing. So this is neat to see it played from a skirmish side. Normally that conquest contention map is out of bounds here, but I mean, it makes sense. Union's going to try to push where they have the most amount of defense, which is why they're pushing through the woods around this side. They're going to try to hit these houses, and they're going to get, if they take this, a nice flanking position here on the CSA, and if they ever want to push down to the point, they go down through this snake fence here. Now, it looks like CSA can use the cornfield kind of as a position to hold and flank the Union if they want. So we'll see. Obviously, there's that side over there, which Union does have artillery, but that's ridiculously far forward. And also, if Union wanted to take charge at CSA and take it the CSA left, they'd have to charge across an open field. So it makes sense for Union to hit this side. We'll see how CSA responds as the map is played more, but Union's here already. Is that 69th?
Shoot, boys! Shoot down! Shoot them up through the corn!
I want to see their balls
Gentlemen, over here. Firm line.
Once you're loaded!
Here's some people playing Irish songs. So half the Union team's pushed up, concentrated on a little house there. I guess it's a barn. CSA holding on the snake fence here, and tickets overall slightly in favor of Union.
fire through the corn and put fire through the corn at the barn. Find about to the barn.
See, CSA just trying to shoot at that barn. Pretty sure you can just shoot through the barn. I know you can with artillery at least, which CSA's got a lot of points. Union's got their whole team basically on this point, and Krabby Brute here and Sir Sullivan are getting a great flank. Power Gustav just
Up and over
ran into
charge right.
that.
Up and over charge right.
Oh,
Look
shit,
left
we
as well.
got
Look left as well. There's enemies on the left. Charge right. Charge right. Charge right. Come on, hit him. Hit him.
So a
hit him,
great
hit him.
charge here from Krabby and Sir Sullivan.
You guys are fucking idiots. I swear, man. Like,
I
I'm
don't think
not
it's gonna get buddy. Kill yourself. Get out of here. The British must die.
And so Union overwhelming CSA are going to win that. And they're going to get CSA down. 2 engaged most likely.
Great job, gentlemen. You killed.
Never mind, they're not engaged somehow. They're very close to it.
Gentlemen, keep it moving.
Jump over right here, boys.
So
Up and over, laddies.
Union completely taking this flank, and they really have control of the whole map. They have open access to the point. The problem is, half the CSA team is doing what right now? Nothing. So, I mean, Chunky, they have a nice little rock on top of a nice little hill here, and they're engaging with Union artillery, who, I don't know if they could see a whole lot, although they did, someone got a hit there. I don't know if that was Union, because that hit kind of behind the CSA line. But CSA does hit engage now. Union splitting up, some going down that snake fence, some charging towards this big tree. You got a couple CSA groups trying to go around the flank, although they don't have a whole lot of men.
Just shoot him up.
Yep. Just shoot him up. We want to stay
There's
cohesive
nothing to
here,
shoot
gentlemen.
at.
We got people northwest in the corner. Northwest in the corner.
Gentlemen, sprint on me. Sprint on me.
On the stars,
And so, Union continuing to push forward, going through one of those CSA artillery groups. You got CSA main spawn, which I don't know why they're not holding in the snake fence behind them or moving up to these caissons. I mean, if they move to the caissons, that'd basically be a charge. But Union doesn't seem really to care about them. A lot of CSA, though, are about to be charged out on point. Union slamming down like a door. Some are slamming down like the door. Some are charging the backside of artillery.
Hey, you should break your reload.
And so, Union sweeping through decisively. Chunky's guys are now starting to move out of that position. And CSA is about to be enclosed in their main spawn. This flag and their officer got out. But it's a fourth of a morale stage difference. Union pushing forward. Again, CSA, I don't know why they're holding in the open. They just are letting Union up to these caissons here. And they're getting great shots on their opponent. Union is.
Spread it out. You guys are fine. Make sure you're using bucket ball like I taught you how to earlier. Press none Q5, load bucket ball.
And so this map feels a lot like Pry Forward in a sense. CSA has a defensive position that they have to hold at the beginning, which is either the corner or in the woods up there, and if they lose it, Union's just going to be able to trap you in your spawn. And CSA's trying to break out and charge right now, and this is not going to go that well for them. And so Union has 2 flags. Another company went up to reinforce. And even though CSA might have won against that initial Union defense, that second wave of Union guys that came in is going to be able to reinforce and help them win the day. You got CSA respawns moving up. I don't know how close you can get to CSA spawn. That's probably out of bounds for them. I assume going up to that snake fence. I assume going up there will be out of bounds. So Union's pushed through on that side. They wiped that. CSA still spawning in artillery, which isn't going to help. You can see the Union officer turning towards them. And any second now, CSA is going to hit, taking losses. And Union's playing smart. They're not capping that point. Remember, if they do cap that point, CSA retakes it, they'll go up to the percentage of tickets that Union is at, which, let's say hypothetically, right now Union capped and CSA instantly retook. CSA would regain 3/4 of a morale stage. And so Union's playing the smart. They're being patient. They know they've got 31.5 minutes to do whatever they want. If CSA's not going to charge out at them, which why would CSA? They...
Is that 8th Alabama to our northwest?
I mean, why would CSA charge out at them unless they want to try to retake the ground? I mean, they'd lose a lot of tickets in the process if they did that. If anything, CSA just needs to sit back, turtle, and hopefully Union caps, but Union's being patient, and they're just not doing that. They know they got plenty of time on the clock, and they can just kind of sit and shoot. And if CSA charges them, great.
Look to your left. Look left. Look to your left. Grab that tree. Look at that tree.
So Union's turning to charge CSA. Chunky's guys who have pushed out from their original position to try to flank. Some CSA are moving in the corner behind the flank. Union, a good amount getting hit down. Presence flying from the sky. But Union rushes through that. Look at that. Even though Union swept through there, look at CSA hasn't dropped any tickets. The start of these stages, they move so slow. CSA does get the flag out, which is huge. You have some CSA starting to go up and over on the snake fence, and so Union might be picked apart if they don't defeat the CSA in detail here quickly, which some are trying to charge in, some are sitting back on that tree of life.
Step back off that fence.
So the longer Union kind of sits here, they're going to get hit from two directions. They should, as a team, try to charge one of these two groups, in my opinion. If they're spread out and you got your whole team in the center, you might as well. I mean, a couple of Union guys are just straggling out there, hitting CSA on this front.
We're being shoved from like all directions right now.
Yeah, we're in a very bad spot.
Friends, colleagues of the Union, please run north. My friends.
So Union's starting to pull off a little bit. CSA a fourth of the way through taking losses already. Union kind of dropping tickets right now. You could, that 3/4 of a morale stage lead just kind of evaporated in a second. Granted, once Union drops the taken losses, they will lose tickets at a slow rate for a second. And Union might cap here.
Hello, gamer.
Are they gonna
I
cap?
don't know what your name was. Hello.
I mean, they could just be running through it as well.
Hi, Rebel.
I don't know if I would mind a cap. It kind of doesn't matter. I don't know. If Union thinks they can hold it for 7 minutes, which is how long they'd have to hold it, then they can win. But the issue for Union is Union was able to overwhelm CSA by pushing from this side and getting on their flank. And now CSA kind of has an opportunity to do that.
Yeah, there he is.
I think it's panic time, actually.
But regardless... Oh, why'd that point cap go up really... Why is it going up so slow?
I think we're doing a great job, gentlemen.
Is Union not on point? Or is CSA on point all the way over there?
Guys,
Honestly, I think Union's off point. I think it ends like right here. There's no way for me to tell unless you play the game a lot where the point is. There's no way for you to tell. So I think Union's off point, and that's surprising how close they are to that they aren't on point. So I like the move from Union. CSA kind of position themselves so that they stay further back from Union. But if Union does cap, they have a chance to push in from a nice angle. They're waiting for Union to cap. They're not trying to be aggressive, but the artillerymen for CSA are ruining it. They're getting a lot of out-of-line kills for the Union.
No, we don't want our back blown out. We don't want our back blown out.
They're coming. They're coming. They're coming.
Yeah.
Hey.
Send out many shots. Never.
Wonderful chocolates. Keep it going.
Keep pushing.
And so, I mean, if you looked at CSA, they lost like an eighth of a morale stage there. Almost a fourth.
Happy New Year.
So Union now dropped the taken losses. Union's got to be very careful to not cap. If they wait for CSA to hit it breaking, they'll win. And what are you doing here? Shark with notes. You have 8 guys with you. Why are you doing this? Union's very close to capping. You need to let Union make a mistake here. Which, I don't know if they're going to try to push up. I mean, it's kind of getting to a point where CSA is like, okay, Union's being patient enough. We need to move in and try to secure this point. Which is why they're starting to inch up. on both sides here. Getting a little closer.
They're all clumped up behind that tree. Just open fire. All clumped up behind the tree. They are all.
So, in about a minute or so, CSA is going to drop, and again, Union's up by a whole morale stage. We'll see how the balance goes for this map and then how the metas play out as time goes on, but from an initial look, this map is really, it seems really good for Union. Obviously, we've seen Union destroy CSA, and this is just one sample size, but it really comes down to, I think, CSA, can they hold the line in the woods here, and if they can't, can they hold the line here? I think that's going to really decide this round in the future. Again, we could see some pushes out on this side, but I don't see Union doing it that often just because they would be charging and moving across an open field where CSA artillery and their infantry that can be hiding in the bushes or the snake fence here can hit them. So, I think the snake fence over there could be a nice little reform ground, just a nice sit and shoot your opponent out ground. But I think if Union wants to charge and get aggressive, they do exactly what Union did this round. A lot of CSA were not defending in the areas where Union was pushing up, and that also contributed to what we saw. So, CSA hits breaking. CSA starting to move down, so it looks like you can cap all the way down at that bigger tree on the snake fence. But CSA looks like they're going to charge in. Oh, never mind. They're getting close, but not fully charging. Some are. CSA still capping. Both sides trying to spread out a little bit. They're very clumped up right now. If sides have buck and ball too, which I know Union has, you're basically shooting a shotgun. Each pellet can individually kill someone, I think, at this close of range. And CSA still has firm control of point. They're still dropping tickets, which it almost looks like Union might be dropping a little more tickets than CSA. And so Union now charging CSA. Which is a little risky. Not all of Union charged in. You got some CSA spawning in. Looks like artillery guys and some infantry are moving up to try to flank Union. You got those Union flags sitting on point. These flags are kind of important for both sides here. And Union seems to be thinning out here. Although...
Everybody, in the mode, charge. Go, get in there. Charge. Everybody charge. Go, get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there.
Charge, boys. Get in there. Charge.
Go, 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 go,
Union
go.
trying to send a second wave now. They're trying to win it here and now. Even if they don't win, they are destroying CSA on tickets. And that's the crazy thing is, even though Union's charges are failing miserably here, it's not necessarily killing their team when they're winning on tickets, so they're fine. But, oh my goodness, look at the presents. But those flags for Union, they are not going down, which means they're still getting respawns in. A flag's getting a guy in every 5 seconds. So, 4 guys every 5 seconds. 40 guys every 50 seconds. I mean, the only way to throw someone out of the position 90% of the time is by charging them out. But impressive job by these Union flag bearers to stay up. At least the flag bearers, you got, what, Matt here, Quick, Silver Coin, and Toot Toot. And Union starting to push the ground a little bit because those charges, even though they didn't win, some of those CSA flags got knocked down for a few seconds, which is going to kill those respawns. And both sides about to drop to their next stage. CSA the last stand, Union to breaking, but CSA will drop first in the last stand. And if they die, they don't come back. If they were dead, they respawned, which, if we do look, we're all over there. But this was a dominant win by the Union side. taking full advantage of what the map had to give them. I'm very excited to see how all of these maps progress in meta and strategy as time moves forward.
They don't stand a chance. No, they don't.
So CSA trying to desperately charge in, very spread out. Probably don't have bayonets and reloads potentially. Nice shot from that officer, King there. And so, as Union closes this out, again, it's just CSA was spread out defensively. I mean, it's hard to defend a map when you don't know the entirety of the terrain. So CSA was very spread out, and they did not respond necessarily to where Union was moving. And Union kind of moved up as a whole team, maybe not together as a whole team, but the halves eventually moved into one. And with Union capping the point, that is the end of our round here. Good round there. Good round. And so, what was what? Crossley Creek. I wonder how they came up with the names for these maps. So, that looks so beautiful. So, again, Union just used the map as you should. I mean, when you're coming from Union spawn, it didn't look like there was a whole lot of other options Union had in terms of an attack. I mean, when you look at this alone, it just makes sense for Union to go through kind of that forest here. But regardless, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel more, we have a Patreon where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment on the bottom of our videos and get additional broadcasts per week. Besides that, though, we have our Discord merch, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. But appreciate you all. I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas week, and we will see you in the next one. Goodbye.